Want to know how I plan content and save time? If you've ever felt overwhelmed by the daily social media grind of churning out content every single day, then stay with me. My name's Tori Terhune, and I'm your social media coach. And today I want to talk about how I plan content to save time and make sure I'm producing quality content. It's called batching. If you don't know what content batching is, it's really similar to meal planning. Just like in meal planning, where you plan in advance, cook a bunch of meals at once, put them in the fridge, and they're ready to go when you need them, content batching is that for social media content. A few times a month or once a month, you sit down and you create or you curate all your content you need so that on the day-to-day, you're not stuck trying to come up with more content. If you're not sold on the idea of batching content yet, there are 4 reasons why I think it's brilliant. First is it really does save you time. Imagine having a month's worth of content at your fingertips after 1 or 2 sessions of putting together content, rather than interrupting yourself throughout the month. Second is batching really improves the quality of your posts. Rather than thinking on the fly, if you plan ahead, you have higher quality content waiting at your fingertips. Third is consistency. I've talked about it in other videos. I'll talk about it in more videos. You're probably sick of hearing about it, but consistency is so important in social media for followers to know who you are, to trust the content you're putting out, to know what to expect from you. And when you batch content, you're able to stay really consistent with the type of content you're putting out and the amount of content that you're putting out. And lastly, batching content reduces stress. Content creation can be really stressful. Believe me, I get it. So when you're able to have all that content ready to go, it really lets you breathe the breath of fresh air. I said that right. And you don't have to focus on creating content every day. It's much more sustainable in the long term to have it all planned out ahead of time and ready to go out for you. So how do we batch content effectively? There's 4 steps, and the first is to identify your content pillars. If you don't know what content pillars are, I have this great video locked and loaded and ready and waiting for you, so make sure to check that one out. But quickly, it's basically themes or topics that your content falls under to make sure that you're staying on track with your goals and what your audience expects from you. Step 2 is brainstorming the actual content you're going to post. Once you have your pillars defined, it's time to figure out which content is going to support each of these content pillars. Dedicate time to brainstorm. What inspires you? Is it going on long nature walks? Is it listening to your favorite music? Whatever it is, start that activity, keep a notebook close by, and jot down notes of the types of content you think you can produce to fill in each of these content pillars. Then we need to sit down with a calendar and actually plan this content out. So I like to sit down and look at holidays, events, promotions, the stuff that can't move that we want to plan content around, and then fill it in with the stuff that's a little bit more flexible. And a quick tip that AI tools like ChatGPT can be a huge help for coming up with content ideas. Go ask it to help you brainstorm. Step 3 is we actually do the thing. We start actually creating the content. So you're going to set aside time in your schedule to actually sit and create or curate the videos, the text-based posts, the images, the infographics, the blog posts, whatever content you need to go out, this is when you create it. And the great thing about creating it early is you actually have time for editing eyes. So pass it by a coworker, by your boss, by your intern, by your friend, by your mom, whoever will help you make sure that that content looks perfect and is ready to go out to your audience. And a quick tip that Canva is a really useful tool for coming up with branded images and videos really quickly. Step 4, the last step, and probably the pro step if you haven't done this before, is scheduling. Facebook, Instagram, and LinkedIn allow you to schedule right in the app when you're posting. But if you want one tool to do multiple networks, things like Metricool are a really good option. And Metricool is free if you only have one brand to post for. Scheduling ahead in advance can be really helpful to you to save time throughout the month. You're not having to remember to go post anything. But I want to warn you against the set it and forget it mentality. A lot of social media managers might tell you that they don't like to batch because it can feel stale and like they're not actually active on the social media sites. So to combat that, make sure that you're actually engaging in real time with people when they comment, message, share your content, and then go on and like other people's content or engage with other people in your industry. That will keep both your followers and the algorithm happy. The key is to still be online and interacting with your community. No one likes a person that just shouts from the mountaintop and then disappears forever. And my response to those social media managers that tell you not to batch, the best accounts I follow, some of my favorite accounts, really successful accounts, all batch social media. It is the sustainable way to create content for social media. Otherwise, it's very difficult to stay consistent. Content batching is more than a buzzword. It's more than a productivity hack. It is a strategic approach to creating content that can really help you out. If you've been feeling overwhelmed by the constant demands of social media, I really encourage you to give batching a try. If you found this video helpful or learned anything, I would really appreciate a like so that I know to create more content like this. And don't forget to subscribe so my next video is really easy to find. Thanks so much for watching and stay social.